Yo, 2012 Subaru Forester. The passenger window don't work. I need to find out why. I'm gonna make an attempt to get this speaker cover off. Try not to scratch anything. Well, that didn't break. Looks like the clip got stuck in here. I'm gonna have to take that out, put it back in the panel. Well, I got the clip out. I'll just stick that on here. There's a little button I gotta push in here, I think. Looks like there's a tab I just pushed in with my pick. Get that off. Get in here with a pick. I see a couple of screw holes. There's one here and there's one down in the handle here. A couple of Phillips screws. I don't know if there's more screws in here or not, but for now I'm just going to get a wedge in between the door panel. I'm using plastic so I don't scratch anything. I can see a plastic clip in here. I'm gonna try to do this without, oh, that's tight. Here, I got one of them. Yeah, it looks like I can just yank this out. Really tight. I'm just taking it easy just in case I miss some screws. Yeah, it looks like there might be another screw right here. Just trying to be careful and not wreck anything. Oh, wow. I lifted that up. Those are some tight clips in here. There's 1, 2, 3 little plastic tabs here and one on each side. And I got those. Little buttons in the center of these clips you can push in and get these out. Here, I got 2 more screws here. See how lucky I get now. I think I got all the panel popper clippy things off. Now I'm just going to lift this up and try to take this out. Don't come out easy enough. And I just have this one wire left. Hard to see because the thing's blinding me. So I unplug this bulb. Looks like you just push in on the thing and pull it out. There's a blue connector behind this plastic. That looks like the motor. I'm going to access that. And I got a speaker here I'm going to unplug. Power mirror wiring. I just did that so I don't have to tear this plastic. It might rip anyways. It's got that sticky gooey jute stuff on it. Just going to get a razor blade here and try to get behind it. That should give me enough room, I hope. Feels like there's a button on the inside of this clip. I can take that off. I'm going to want to induce voltage in this motor. I got a feeling the motor's bad, so I'm just going to go right to it instead of trying to diagnose it any other way. And I got a couple wires that I took apart. I always take these out of connectors all the time. And I'm just going to stab the pins in the motor. And I got 2 wires I can play with. Now that I got them wires plugged into the motor, I got a power probe here. I'm just going to induce voltage. One way should make it go up and one way should make it go down. So I'm going to put the ground on this wire and the hot on this wire, and it should make a connection, and it does. It's got that ground right there. That means that there's current going through the motor. And then I'm inducing voltage, and I can hear it click. So I'm going to reverse it. This thing will probably go down, I'm thinking. No. I can hear it clicking, but it's not doing anything. So there's something going on with this motor or this window regulator. I'm pretty sure this motor is part of the regulator, and I'm pretty sure I can't separate the two. Some regulators you can. It all depends on the make and the year and the model and the blah blah blah. So I'm going to take these 3 bolts off first, and I'm going to take this motor out. It looks like there's just 2 cables on it. 10mm bolts, lift up on it a little bit, and yeah, I think this motor's all one piece. I can't even see the thing. So I'm gonna have to try to get this out. The window should be partly down when you put these regulators on. So unbolting the window might not be fun. It's way... The bolts are in the center on the top. I got my hand on one. Yeah, I think I can get at them. Seeing what I'm doing here is kind of an impossibility. If you can see my finger here in the center of the window, I can get my fingers on the bolt. It feels like a 10mm. I got one. I'm going to put a little wedge in the window. Try not to damage this seal. It's really super tight. There. That should keep the window from coming down. This one's way easier to get at. I can actually see this one. Now it looks like I have just 4 more 10mm. These tabs right here are keeping the regulator from going down, and the window is keeping it stuck, and there's not enough room to even move this thing. I can't lift it up. I gotta lift it up and to get it out, and that's not happening. So I'm gonna take a pair of pliers and I'm gonna bend these tabs. Hopefully I can push these out enough to get them almost. There it is. Silly little bugger. Dangling in the breeze. Get that motor off. This should come right out now. Oh man, that's annoying. The window just fell. Thankfully that didn't break. I'm gonna have to tape this thing up. Get that back in the track. Good enough. I'm gonna bench test it for fun. See if this thing will work now that I banged it around a little bit. Ooh, it works now. What did I do? Somehow it got stuck. Yeah, I better get a new regulator for this because it didn't work and it... Oops. Yep, it keeps busting my circuit. Yeah, it popped my circuit. There's something up with this. I got a circuit breaker in my power probe and it just tripped it a few times. So there's something wrong with this motor and it looks like I got to get the whole regulator with it. I'm not taking it apart. I'm not diagnosing the stupid thing any more than I already did. So I got to find a regulator. Looks like the connector for this motor came apart too. There's a seal for it. And then this thing belongs in the connector. So of course on the connector I got to put this seal in first. And it goes in this way. Stick that all the way down in there and that goes in like that. Well, that looks right. There's the part number. I'm just going to throw the thing in there. Should be pretty easy. If you actually want to torque these down, I'd say 9 foot-pounds would suffice. The plug's a little different. There's a wire hanging out of it. I should be able to hold this and just take the tape off. I use that tape that isn't really sticky. Comes off real easy. It's painter's tape, I think they call it. I'm going to let this down as even as I can. It'll go sideways on me like the way it fell before. All the way down until it lines up with the holes. I got 2 long 10mm bolts for this. I'm going to plug in this power window now and I'm going to make sure this thing works before I get too carried away. I wouldn't be surprised if it's got a blown fuse somewhere. Oh, it didn't blow a fuse. Run it up and down a couple of times, make sure it tracks properly. And it's a door. Okay, bye.